Canes!
Back on Hurricane Game Day here on CSS with University of Miami pitching coach J.D. Arteaga. J.D., thanks for being with us. Feast or famine last week against Virginia Tech. Starting pitching was really good. The bullpen, the last 3 outs were tough to come by.
Yeah, it was true for the last 2 games of the series. I thought we all around did a good job on Friday pitching and scored some runs, played good defense. And Saturday, you know, Whaley came out and did a good job, gave us 6 strong innings, and the middle of the bullpen did okay, and then the 8th inning kind of fell apart for us. And, you know, Sunday was a case where we pitched great for 8 innings, and the 9th inning came up, and we were able to score a couple runs at the top of the 9th to take a 1-run lead and just couldn't hold on.
Eric Erickson has been very good for you this year, and he's looked like a seasoned old pro out there.
That's what he is, you know. He knows how to pitch, and he goes out there every week and every Friday night and gives a very good chance to win games. That's all you really ask from the starters, and the bullpens, as we saw this weekend, is what wins and loses games for you.
A football coach once told me when you arrive at the stadium, you don't want to get off the bus with your fingers crossed about your quarterback. When you arrive at the ballpark on Fridays with Eric on the mound, I imagine your fingers are not crossed because you know what you're getting every week.
Yeah, we know what you're going to get, you know, and he's our most consistent guy as far as our weekend starters, and he's going to come out and again, like I said, just give us a chance to win. He's going to go 6, 7 strong innings every game. He's not going to walk guys. He's going to give up his hits, you know, scatter his hits here and there, and keep us in the game.
Stephen Ewing, how much of a pleasant surprise has he been for you?
Well, he's not much of I can't call it a surprise. You know, he won 10 games for us last year and just didn't get a chance to crack that weekend rotation. And the same was true this year early on, and with an injury to a couple of guys, he's got his opportunity, and he's continued to pitch the same way he did all, you know, midweeks last year. And I pitched a great game, but had really, other than a home run in the 3rd inning, had a perfect game to the leadoff man in the 8th inning. He walked, and we were able to get the next 3 guys out.
Mentioned injuries. There are some injuries to the lineup. Does that mean the pitching has to be even stronger?
Well, you know, we can do the best we can, you know, and our goal is always to give up 1 less run than we score. You know, we scored 10, we give up 9, and we score 1, we got to give up 0. It's just about winning games. But we don't take the mound with that mindset we can't give up any runs, and that's always our goal. But we give up 1, and that's our last one. We give up 2, that's our last one. So it's 1 pitch at a time and do the best you can.
This week it's Florida State. What kind of challenge does their lineup present?
Well, they're a veteran lineup. They lead the conference in walks. You know, they're very patient. They good approach at the plate. You know, big crowd. They do everything right. You know, it's not nobody really jumps out at you. Maybe Ramsey has, you know, put up big numbers, but everybody else is just good, solid hitters, good approaches at the plate, and you got to get them out. They're not going to get themselves out.
And they have some veteran players. You mentioned Ramsey, Sherman Johnson's been there, Jace Boyd has been there, so they have some veteran players. Yeah,
you could throw Gonzalez in there in the mix too, another, you know, junior shortstop from Miami. They got a good mix of veteran guys and some you know, freshmen, sophomores in there, and it's just a good lineup up 1 through 9.
How about the series, the rivalry overall? How important is it between Miami and Florida State, the intensity level of the rivalry?
Well, to me, it's always been my funnest weekend of the season. You know, I love going to Tallahassee and playing there. When they come here, I liked it better back in the day when it was home and home and played them 6 times. So. But it's always a great weekend, and for us it's big just because in conference, you know, they're the best team in the conference right now record-wise. They're ranked number 2 in the country, and we've got to bounce back with a good week this week, and starting with tomorrow with Stetson.
It's an opportunity for your squad, though, you mentioned bounce back, and what better way to do it than win a series against the 2nd-ranked team in the country?
I can't imagine a better way.
It's nice, you know, seeing, especially with our student fan base. They're really good. You know, you walk around campus. Oh, hey, great series this weekend. And in our classrooms, our teachers talk about our series, and the teachers know who you are.
Hurricane Game Day is brought to you by the Florida Fan Game. Think the Canes are Florida's #1 fans? Prove it at Facebook.com/Share a Little Sunshine.
Go Canes!
Back on Hurricane Game Day here on CSS, joined by University of Miami sophomore outfielder Dale Carey. And Dale, thanks very much for being with us. Let's talk about year number 2 for you at the University of Miami. How's it going for you?
It's going pretty good. You know, when Palmer gets on base, it's my job to basically get him over, bunt him in, bunt him to second, and then if I get on base, I got to get the runs in for Peter. So it's working out pretty good for me. You've
been in that number 2 spot, hitting-wise, for just about the entire season. So do you like being the number 2 guy?
Yeah, I do. It's not a lot of pressure as number 1 and for number 3 to drive in the runs. You know, me, it's kind of just if Palmer gets on, I get him over. If I get on, I get in for Peter. I like it a lot.
You came to the University of Miami from Atlanta, played at a great program in Atlanta. Why was the University of Miami a good choice for you?
Well, because of the tradition and of all the hard work and dedication that this program puts into their players. And I have a lot of family that live down here, and they love Miami. So that's the big reason why I came.
You've probably been told over and over how good you can be, because you have a lot of tools and you're still growing. How do you keep all of that in perspective?
Well, I just try to live up to that potential, and I just work hard every day, and I try to push myself. So maybe one day, hopefully one day, I'll get to my full potential.
Coming out of high school, the decision, there's a professional career out there, or college. Why was college the right choice?
Well, because out of high school, maybe I wasn't as mature as I should have been, and college, I felt like got me to the level that I'm gonna be, or the maturity level that I should be at. So it was a good decision for me, especially because I don't think out of high school I was ready to make that jump to the professional league yet.
All right, last summer you were an ESPN superstar, right? You made the catch against the Gators. You made the great catch against the Gators. The diving catch was a spectacular play, and then it was on ESPN's top 10 plays forever.
Yeah, that was great because after our season, I went in the summer ball, and the only thing I heard was, "Oh, yeah, you're Dale Carey. You was on ESPN top 10." I was like, "Yeah." It was like, "Oh, how was that? How was that?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, it was pretty fun, you know, to turn on ESPN, which you watch every day. I go to sleep with ESPN on, and to see myself on there, so it was a great accomplishment. And it was good for me."
How about the catch? What do you remember about it?
I just remember that. Eric Whaley was on the mound, and he threw the pitch, and I remember Princeton hit it, and I was running back, and I was like, "Wow, this is hit pretty hard." And then I just remember like just laying out for it, and honestly, I didn't even know I was gonna catch it until I saw it in my glove, and I stood up and I just threw it in. So that's the only memory I have of it.
Does a play like that carry over, knowing that you've made a great play? Does it carry over to your defense, or has it carried over to know that maybe no ball is out of your range?
I think it does, because to me, I feel comfortable knowing that I can make plays like that. And last year I made a couple other plays at UNC. I think it does because it gives me that confidence that I can make that play. I could dive and make those plays that, you know, that maybe some people can't.
That play was in right field. You're playing a lot of center field this year. Do you have a preference?
Center. I like center because it's more room, and you have like you're the guy that has to cover right and left and center field and deep center. So it just gives me more roaming room, I feel like. So it's pretty good.
I think there's a belief in baseball that center field is the tougher position, but often some will say right field is tougher because of the angles.
Yeah. Well, I would say right field is more tougher because you have, if a ball's hit to right center, guy is gonna tail back to you, and center field everything's straight. So I feel like right field could be a little tougher.
You know, around Miami, it's always about Omaha. What do you know about getting to Omaha?
Well, right now I just want to get there, and it's a dream just to make it to Omaha. And for us, it is Omaha or bust for our season. So right now, the way we're going, it looks like Omaha is going to be at the end of our season.
You said you like the University of Miami, and let's talk a little bit about what it's like for you to be on campus every day.
It's nice, you know, seeing, especially with our student fan base. They're really good. You know, you walk around campus. Oh, hey, great series this weekend, and in our classrooms, our teachers talk about our series, and and the teachers know who you are. It's fun. It's a good place.
Nice to walk around campus in shorts and a t-shirt too, right?
Oh yeah, every day. It's amazing. It's way better than Georgia weather, I can tell you that.
Well, it's a big weekend of baseball for the University of Miami, traveling to Tallahassee to Dick Howser Stadium to take on the Florida State Seminoles. Join us next week as we look back at Florida State and look forward to Virginia. All of that right here on Hurricane Game Day on CSS. So long, everyone.
A swing and a fly ball towards the line and deep to left field at the track, looking up, and it is fair, and it is gone, a home run. The late rolling comes in. Esteban Tresgallo ends it, defying the wind, defying the odds, defying time, Mother Nature. The Hurricanes victorious. They do it in the bottom of the 14th inning.